Hey everybody, it's Femtrooper, and today I thought I'd try out a bit of a different format. I usually come on screen and just chat about games, but today let's just show some trailers so you guys can get a grasp for why I'm excited about all of these games to come out. This is my list of my most hyped games coming out in 2023. First up, we have Fire Emblem Engage. I absolutely love the Fire Emblem series. They are accessible and super fun, and I'm actually really digging the color scheme and the look to this one. It's kind of odd, but I really like it. I wasn't as into Three Houses, sad to say. I know so many people love that one. I enjoyed it, but because of it's the school and social aspect for me, it's just not my thing. But this one looks different than that, and I'm ready. I'm all for it. Next, we have Theater Rhythm Final Bar Line, and I freaking love this series. I'm so glad we're getting one on the Switch. Ever since I played the 3DS entries, I was in love. These are rhythm games, but with Final Fantasy music, and everyone knows that the Final Fantasy scores are some of the best, if not the greatest, so these games are super fun. I love rhythm games in general, and this is actually one of my top games for next year. I'm so hyped for it. I just wish we would get more rhythm games with other series. Like, let's get a rhythm game that's only the music from, like, The Legend of Zelda or the Super Mario Brothers series, because honestly, that would be incredible. Next, we have Tales of Symphonia Remastered, and I'm so glad this is getting a remaster because Switch is my go-to for consoles, and this is one of my friend's favorite games of all time. He knows who he is, so I finally get to play it and won't have any excuses to say that I don't have the means to play it. It will be my second Tales game, and although I didn't like Vesperia, I'm really excited to still give this a shot. The next one is Octopath Traveler 2, which you are probably thinking, why on earth would I even want that when I shelved the first game and I always complain about it? Well, as of now, I don't know if I will be buying it 100%, but I do know that Square Enix seems to have listened to various, complaints over the few years that Octopath Traveler has been out. So my hope is that they add difficulty settings, maybe make it less grindy, maybe make it a bit more accessible. We'll see. Time will tell, and if obviously they don't fix any of that, then I'm out, but my fingers are crossed. Next up, we've got Like a Dragon Ishin, which is a Yakuza game, but set in feudal Japan, and I'm really interested in this. These games are always a fantastic time, and seeing the setting and era be changed like this has me really curious. It's still action combat, which is fine with me. I just hope it has awesome characters and a great story like the other ones do, but I don't see why it won't. It looks great. Next, we have a bit more of a niche title, and that's Master Detective Archives Rain Code, which comes from the same people who created Danganronpa. So obviously, just that alone makes me want it, and Masafumi Takada is doing the music, which pretty much means it's a must-buy for me. I mean, the guy is amazing. Some of his scores are just my favorite of all time. The Danganronpa music is incredible. This is a game where you get to solve cases as a detective, but it looks pretty weird and like there are supernatural elements going on. Basically, if the Danganronpa people are involved, it's going to be weird and deranged, and I need it. Next, we have Final Fantasy 16, and I will say that although I love the series, I wasn't originally that excited for this one. It looked super western-y and generic, and boring, sorry to say, but the latest trailer made it feel a bit more interesting to me personally, because it looked kind of weird, like maybe some characters might have something going on with them in a magical way that's kind of weird, or they're outcast, or I don't know. I just got a good vibe from it, and I'm really excited. I can't wait. My hope is that they redeem themselves with whatever 15 was, because I hated that game. So fingers crossed that 16 is awesome. Of course, then we have Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which is the second part to Final Fantasy VII Remake. And because Remake is one of my favorite games and JRPGs of all time, I have naturally been dying for this one to come out. So I know things will probably go in a different direction than the original PS1 game. Everyone's been wondering, like, what's going to go on in this second part? What's going to happen? Are certain events going to happen? I don't know. I think they want to do this in 3 parts, so we'll find out. I'm really excited, though. It's a different retelling, so if they change things up, I'm all for it. I'm not like a purist with the first one, so whatever they do, I'll probably be happy with. Next, we have Disney's Illusion Island, and this is probably completely off the radar for a lot of people, but it looks like a really fun platformer. I also love the new Mickey Mouse shorts and this animation style, so if it's as good and as funny as those, I think it will be a solid platformer and maybe something great to play in between some big JRPGs. Sea of Stars is one that I was excited for this year, but looks like it has been delayed until 2023. So that's fine with me because I have a huge backlog like everybody else. It looks colorful, whimsical, and kind of makes me think of older JRPGs from the 90s. It just looks gorgeous, looks cool. I'm so excited for it. So really hope that it's really good because visually it looks great. The Suikoden 1 and 2 remasters are coming out, and as someone who has never played either of the originals, this is perfect for me. I think I bought them on my Vita, sadly. I mean, not sadly, but I mean, if it's on the Switch, I'm never going to play them on the Vita, especially if they're remasters, right? I also think if Grandia 1 and 2 got a physical, this might, because it has 2 games, so it seems like the kind of thing we could expect like Limited Run to make a physical for, so fingers are crossed for that. These are supposed to be some of the best PS1 JRPGs, and I want to finally check it out and see how much I like them or if I like them at all. Next, we've got Stellar Blade, which honestly just looks stunning. I really just want to play this for the visuals. I love the more realistic graphics that it's giving off, and although this isn't like a must-buy for me because we don't know much about it, I'm just really curious about it. So I hope we get to learn more about it in the coming months. Kind of looks like a JRPG and an action game mixed. I don't really know too much, but I just know that from what I've seen, it looks cool. It's supposed to come out next year, but I wouldn't be surprised if it gets delayed until 2024 or something. Who knows with some of these. Next, we have Marvel's Spider-Man 2, and it is supposed to release in 2023, actually just for the PS5. I thought both Spider-Man games were great. The first one was awesome, and Miles Morales was great, so obviously the second one is going to be amazing. I know it. I just have a great feeling. These are really, really just solid, fun games, so I can't wait for this one. Lastly, we have an indie title called Blank that just looks incredible. It looks visually so adorable and just really artistically interesting. I get really good vibes from it, so I feel like I need to play this one, and it comes out early next year, so very soon, so I'm excited to check this out. I doubt it's that long. I don't know, but I just know that I probably need to buy this, so it looks really cool. I don't play like a lot of indies at all, so this one caught my eye and I have to check it out. As always, there are a few games that may come out next year that we don't have solid dates for. I won't be going into those in details, but 2 games in particular are Dragon Quest XII and Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake. I don't know if we'll get either of them. I feel like if we're going to get one of the 2, it's probably Dragon Quest III because they announced it quite a while ago. It can't possibly be as much work as Dragon Quest XII because that's an entirely new game from scratch. So I hope we get Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake, but who knows? I really hope we just get something, some news. That would be great. And of course, there are games that we don't even know exist yet because they won't announce it until like April, and they'll say it's coming out in September or at Christmas or whatever. We don't even know we're getting it. So those games I'm obviously excited for. But in terms of stuff we kind of know that is set in stone, coming out next year, those are the titles that I can't wait for. I'm really excited. You know, it seems to be mostly JRPGs with me, but there's a mix. There's some platformers in there. I got a rhythm game in there. So I'm really excited. I think 2023 is going to be packed. It has potential to be even better than 2022 because this year was great, but I really do believe that 2023 is going to be insane. So that's kind of worrisome because then my backlog is just going to grow and grow. But hey, let's see what we get. And hopefully there are some fun surprises next year. But a bunch of games that I want come out early next year, so I'm very excited because my birthday's in February, so I think there's like 3 or 4 of these that I'm probably going to be asking for my birthday. So those are the titles I'm most hyped for 2023. What are yours? Did I miss something extremely obvious? Yes, I didn't mention Legend of Zelda because I'm just not into the Breath of the Wild thing, but yeah, I know a lot of people are interested and I did not forget, so if you're excited for that, that's great. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.